Continuing with types of malware, you also have spyware. As the name suggests, its main purpose is to gather information and send it back to the attacker, well, to spy. The attackers don't generally want to cause damage directly, but want to compromise your privacy and anonymity based on some agenda that they've got. Spyware is intelligence gathering malware. Corporations and hacker groups create these, as well as governments. You can see an article here of alleged US government spyware from the Telegraph. Worth mentioning, actually, don't get too hung up on the names and classifications of the malware, by the way, that we've gone through. These are not strict taxonomies. For example, a rootkit can also be a Trojan horse. Someone could call spyware a virus. The point is just to understand the variants that exist and the possible purpose of the malware. Another one is Adware, which some people consider to be a form of spyware, is undesirable software that forces advertisement on you. There are millions of different variants of this. One of the most annoying and destructive form of adware is called cool web search. You may even have encountered it yourself, but there's nothing cool about it at all. It hijacks your default search engine. It displays ads in the browser. When you click on links, it sometimes takes you to places that it wants you to go to instead of where you want to actually go to, and it actively defends itself from being removed and getting rid of it. So it's particularly hard to shift, and there are many variants of it that have affected millions of people. When an adware or malware takes over your browser in this way, it's known as browser hijacking, and you might hear that term more throughout the course. You should always pay particular attention when installing software, because often a software installer includes optional installs such as this browser hijacker that we've just mentioned. So you can see here optional installs, and what you've got here is installs that are going to be potential adware. So be very careful what you agree to install. Always opt for the custom installation and deselect anything that is not familiar, especially optional software that you never wanted to download and install in the first place. It goes without saying that you should not install software that you don't trust. Sometimes your device might come with adware pre-installed if you're particularly unlucky. One of the worst cases was Lenovo pre-installing Superfish adware that not only served you adverts based on what it knew about you from spying on you, it also included a self-signed certificate allowing your browser TLS and SSL encryption to be bypassed. So not very good of Lenovo there. In fact, I would never buy a Lenovo laptop again after that and all the rest of the things that Lenovo have done. Scareware. Scareware is a type of social engineering attack to trick a person into believing in a threat that isn't really real. So a common example is fake security software claiming that you have malware infections or something like that. Often they want you to pay something in order to fix the fake problem. These scams have been extremely successful. You can see here personal antivirus software. It's identifying all of these fake vulnerabilities, and then it's going to keep popping up. It's going to keep causing problems on your machine, and then people are fooled into paying for something to remove the fake viruses. And finally, we have this catch-all term. If it's something that you might not have wanted, these are called potentially unwanted programs, or PUPs. They're called potentially unwanted because the antivirus companies and people that attempt to remove these things aren't quite sure whether you want them or not. Most often you don't want them, and they're annoying, the things that are bundled in with software. So again, they are often bundled in with this software when you install, so you must make sure when you install software you go through the custom install and make sure you remove any of these PUPs.